Hey, what's up YouTube? I'm creating this video to talk about one of the biggest contradictions within the JoS. And back when I was back when I used to debate with their members a lot, I used to ask them like, don't you think it's I mean, the government has so much power, has, the government's no fools. I mean, if they didn't want Maxine to put out that website to talk about Satan is demons and the chosen people and their control over this planet, and we all know who that is. I can't say it on this video because I'll just get reported and flagged, and my video will be removed, my YouTube channel terminated. But I would ask them like, what's keeping the government from killing Maxine now, killing her and the rest of the high priests and high priestesses? And they would tell me that it would be Satan. Satan's protecting her. Satan's protecting her from the government that would the same government that Maxine still has to pay bills to, the same government that Maxine still has to follow their laws. And like, if the government didn't, my point is, if the government didn't want her to create that website, the government didn't want her, the rest of the, I mean, if her and the rest of the Joy Center Ministries were really causing damage towards the government, were really that big of a threat, they would be gone. They would be dead. The government has that power. They can easily do it. The fact that people want to say, well, they're protected by Satan, then why are they still paying bills? Well, why aren't they showing their faces? I mean, obviously the government can take them out anytime they want. I mean, if they can't, I mean, if they still continue to follow the government's laws and their rules, I mean, then obviously fucking the government has power over them. So you see the contradiction there when they say, well, they're protected by Satan. Well, no, they're not. I mean, it's either one, they're lying and they work with the government, or two, they're delusional as fuck. But I tend to think High Priesthood of Cobra and High Priest Mage Son 666, also goes by the name Don. I think they're Jewish, and I have read one person. Well, actually, I've talked to a few people that claim to be that nominally. I only really talked to one person. Well, another person claimed that they were Jewish too, but I'm not too sure how psychic this person is, so I can't tell whether or not this person was really did know or not. But the other person I talked to acted as if he really did know, and I didn't talk to him. I read his account somewhere online, and it was pretty crazy because he said that Mason 666 would always allow trolls on the JoS groups, and he would never ban them, like a foster child. Well, I mean, in one instance. And if nobody knows who foster child is, well, he was a troll that was on. He was one of the chosen people, and he was on the JoS groups for a long time, and he was trolling on there for a long time. And only when enough members actually got sick of him is when he when the HPs kind of had to put their foot down, and then they were pretty much forced to ban him, kick him off the e-groups. But he knew what he was doing, and the high priests and high priestesses, they knew what he was doing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, Maxine. I tend to think Maxine knows. And she's not saying anything, but if anybody wants to look at Foster Child's YouTube channel and actually take a look at his face, you can straight up tell that he's one of the chosen, one of those special people, that certain group of people that control the world. I mean, you should see his face, and he has pretty much all the characteristics, and yeah. But anyways, I read this person's account online, and he was talking about how he was suspect in Mage Sun 666, and one day he decided to get in tune with his aura, to try to get in tune with his aura, and he said at the time that he was trying, that Mage Sun 666 was being protected by the alien greys themselves. The alien greys were creating some sort of firewall between this man and Mage Sun 666, so this man couldn't get in tune with his aura. He couldn't penetrate that firewall. But he said that with enough persistence on his end, he was able to get past that firewall. He was able to break it, and only for a few seconds get in tune with Mage Sun's aura. And he said that his aura was I remember he mentioned his aura as a black color, like a very, very, very pitch black, like an aura of death. And he said that there was a swarm, a hive mind, surrounding Mage Sun 666, and that he was being protected by the Greys. And he went on to say that he was one of the chosen people that that control this planet. And I can't tell you who, as I already mentioned before, I can no longer say who these chosen people are, because then I'll get reported on YouTube. It's kind of funny. I could talk all the shit about. It almost feels like I could talk all the shit about blacks and whites all I want, or any other race. But as soon as I bring up this specific race, automatically I get a ban and I get one of my videos removed. I don't know how many. And I think, I know I set a bunch of my videos on private. Those videos are pretty bad videos that I think cause more harm to my channel than good. But a few of those videos were really, really good as far as exposing the JoS Satan, and these aliens that they work with, and it's always the good videos. It's always the really good videos that end up getting flagged and removed too. It's never the bad ones, and or it's never the ones that don't cause don't cause too much people, that don't really wake people up. I mean, yeah, though. Anyways, yeah, that contradiction about the JoS Satan, and if they're truly being protected by Satan's demons, if the Satan's demons can truly protect them from the government, then that means that they could. I mean, if the government can't kill them now because Satan's demons are protecting them, then what stops them from paying bills? What stops them from following government laws? And that's one of the major contradictions within the JoS Satan that nobody wants to acknowledge, and not even myself, when I was a member of their e-groups, and when I followed the website, contradictions like these just flew right past me. I was so tied into this matrix, like everybody else is, so hypnotized that and I still am, but in some way I broke free from that. But and I think the only way that you can really break free from it to some extent is when you start getting put into that corner of the wall that you can't escape from. But anyways, though, yeah, that's one of the biggest. I mean, one of those, such a big contradiction. I didn't even acknowledge back when I was a member of the JoS, nor did I want to, because one of the biggest fears I had that I couldn't accept, and is now now I'm facing damnation because of it. It's because the fact that I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to accept the fact that there is no God, good gods out there guiding me or watching over humanity. I mean, they're out there, but there are none that are tied into this matrix that are actually powerful enough to guide and help humanity. And one has to get past this matrix and contact gods. I mean, extraterrestrials outside this matrix. In order to be helped, because if you contact any beings that are tied into this matrix, or tied into any matrix that's the same on the same level as this one, you're not gonna leave. You're not gonna get any of the proper guidance you want. I mean, any being that's tied into a matrix, period, you know, I mean, probably has to be bad. But any beings born outside a matrix that you know, that never had to live their life in one, you know, those are the ones that you need to seek guidance from. And these Nordics, the Nordics that JoS works with, they tie into this matrix. I mean, whether people want to, and they were probably never born into it, but they tie into it, and you're never going to get the proper guidance from such beings, you know. So yeah, that's that.